I cannot forget Carcosa, where black stars hang in the heavens, where the shadows of men's thoughts lengthen in the afternoon. When the twin suns sink into the lake of Hali, my mind will bear forever the memory of the pallid mask. I pray God will curse the writer, as the writer has cursed the world with this beautiful, stupendous creation, terrible in its simplicity, irresistible in its truth. A world which now trembles before the King in Yellow.
All right, well, welcome to Midway Tabletop. I'm Marty Kaplan. I will be the keeper of Impossible Landscapes, a amazing adventure from Dennis Detwiller and the folks at Arc Dream, a long-running campaign, and we'll be doing the whole campaign here. This is the first part. It's called The Night Floors. And our amazing players are assembled, and we are going to have a great time tonight making bad decisions, probably. But yeah, so if you don't mind, go ahead and introduce yourselves. I'll just call you out and let us know about your character. John, why don't you start?
Okay. I'm going to be playing Darren Stefanski, who is... He's a 51-year-old white male who is pretty much career military intelligence, and now he finds himself kind of working for third-party intelligence consultant company. But he's been in the Navy, ONI, CIA, so he's been around the block. He has a wife named Brenda. He has a daughter named Laura, and he spends way too much time at work. He's really good at his job. He's not really good at the husband or father thing, but that is the friction in his life right now. So he's trying to find some balance there. But yeah, that's
I believe we had a scene where your wife called you and you were in some foreign country standing.
Down in South America. Yeah. She was very upset that I was missing. I was something I was supposed to be home for. I don't remember what it was.
Can't even remember your.
I'll buy her something at the airport. Yeah, Dad always brings home a gift. So.
Yeah, I'm sure that fixes it. All right. So next up, please, Matt. Go ahead. Tell us about August, Dr. August.
All right. I'm Matt Steele, longtime player and GM, and I'm playing Dr. August Yoshida, who is a forensic pathologist in the Seattle area. In fact, he works for Kings County, the main organization in the Seattle area that does forensics there. He's kind of low man on the totem pole there. He's 38 years old, so he's not really the big guns. He's the guy who gets called in the middle of the night when the police need work done in the middle of the night. So he's that guy. But on his way up, and he's only a few years in working in the office there, because it takes a long time to go through medical school and all of that sort of thing. So he lives across the lake near Seattle there, and near his parents, and he has something of a competitive streak with his father, who is a well-known podiatrist in the area. And August didn't initially set out to be a doctor. In fact, he thought he was going to be a police officer, but he's kind of gangly and scrawny, and when he was taking criminology classes, got really fascinated with this part of crime, and so moved into medicine as a way of exploring that part of crime.
Awesome.
And that's him.
Thank you. All right. So Honda, please tell us about Dr. Frost.
Okay. I'm playing Dr. Fiona Frost. She's a 28-year-old white female from Portland, Oregon. She grew up mostly being into performing arts and being kind of the black sheep of her family. like going to a lot of protests, coming home with a police escort occasionally, and her like well-to-do family was not super pleased with any of that. And then ultimately she went to NYU, double majoring in psychology and performing arts. The psychology was mostly so that her parents would pay for her education, but she ended up being really good at it and really liking it. So after college, she ended up traveling around South America and living there for a while. And then when she came back, she completed her PhD and started working as a profiler for the FBI.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay. And Kaya, please tell us a little bit about Daniel Levy.
Daniel Levy is from an Israeli Jewish family in New York, and he was pressured / wanted to do his duty and serve in the Israeli army. So he went, and he ended up being in one of the top special force search and rescue in the combat zone units. And when that was over, he swore off doing anything that would harm or kill anyone ever again. And he joined the New York Air Ambulance Service so that he could put his piloting skills to good use. He has a girlfriend who's not Jewish, and that is a bit of a contention spot with his family. I was
going to say, such a mensch, and now,
the heart leads where the heart leads. And they have a dog, Claire, which he adores. And his other bond is his father. And they get along very well. And his father is more supportive of his girlfriend than his mother, who is very upset about it. So, and they're all in New York.
New York. Okay. So you all are in the year 1995. It is the summer. It is August. As anyone who's an aficionado of music in the 90s knows, Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls is the number one hit.
TLC.
From TLC. We have big movies at the box office that are sort of indelibly etched into popular culture nowadays. Of course, just came out, the start of the big Marvel superheroes, but of course the number one is Batman Forever with Val Kilmer, Jim Carrey, Tommy Lee Jones, and of course William Jefferson Clinton. William Jefferson Clinton is the president, and over the course of the summer, the Chicago has been incredibly hot and killed 700 people in a massive heat wave. Yeah. Microsoft has released Windows 95, and Jerry Garcia is dead. Now, Darin, you are in Virginia, kind of going about your regular business, doing maybe a bit of analysis for some alphabet agencies. When a friend of yours calls you up and says, "Hey, I have a gig for you. You've been assigned, and the briefing is going to happen out in the open. So I'll send you the info. What's the guy's name?
The guy that's talking to me?
Yeah.
Probably Cal Doherty, who's also ex-CIA and kind of got me the job over here.
Yep. So Cal's like, hey, this one's going to pay pretty good. And I think it's domestic.
Oh.
So
that's great, because I got to tell you, I'm already on the outs. I have to buy a second doghouse to fit all my other stuff in now.
Great. I'll send you the info. It's New York. So we'll see you there.
All right. Well, thanks.
Let me know how it goes.
Okay.
And you get a little bit of info. You get a plane ticket. You get some per diem, and basically you're on a plane, and you hit New York, Washington Square Park on the 10th of August, 1995. It's a famous park. There's lots of people here, lots of kids, lots of families, lots of folks just hanging out. People get in the fountain sometimes if they're, particularly hot. And of course, the arch, the Washington Square Arch, is a big attraction. And so you're sort of wandering around in the park.
I'm miserable. I mean, I'm in a
Sweaty.
cheap gray suit, and I'm just sweating through basically everything.
Yeah, and you're supposed to meet an FBI agent named Marcus here.
Marcus. Okay.
So you're kind of looking around.
Yeah, I'm just kind of, scanning the crowd, looking for another cheap suit because the FBI, we kind of dress alike.
Pretty reliable, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So moving on to Dr. Yoshida, you have a very unusual request to come to New York and meet somebody from the FBI. They're offering to pay for your plane ticket, and it's all okayed through your boss. This is the kind of like charity, like it's some kind of conference or something like that where you specifically have been asked to come and attend. And one thing that you notice about the email that you get, it has a small green triangle at the bottom of it.
Okay.
That signals to you that this is related to some of the other work that you've done on the side for people.
Right.
So assuming you go, they're not saying anything urgent, but if you're fine with it, then get on a plane. You're in New York, Washington Square Park, 10th of August, and you're trying to meet somebody named Marcus from the FBI. Honda, Miss Dr. Frost. You are, in New York, and who is your supervisor? Like, who's the special agent who's in charge of you?
Let's say Dana Napper.
Dana. Okay. Dana walks in your office, says, listen, I know this is a kind of an important, the case you're on right now has gone a little cold. We feel like it's just sort of, I've got some news, a new assignment for you. And it's just kind of come out of the blue, but don't know any details. It's apparently it's classified. You got to be read onto it. It's not not even something with top secret clearance I'm able to see. So here you go. She gives you a little folder. It's got just info, basically a single sheet of paper in it, saying like, with the authorization of the district special agent, to have you be remanded to Operation Alice. So that the only other information in there is just you're meant to meet an Agent Marcus in Washington Square Park on the 10th of August.
Okay.
So assuming, would you like to do anything about before you go?
No, I don't. I'm single and I don't have any pets, so there's not much to do other than kind of pack essentials and head out when I need to.
Sure. I mean, it's in New York, so you don't.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
You can basically
I'll
take
just
a
show
cab.
up.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And then Daniel, you are you're on you're just like coming in, like taking off the helmet, kind of coming in from bringing somebody, to the hospital. Didn't make it, but you can't win them all. And your supervisor comes up to you and says, "Sorry, Daniel, it's really, really too bad." What's your supervisor's name?
James Green.
Okay. He's kind of a grizzled. He's near retirement now. Like he was, in Vietnam as a Huey pilot and the whole nine. Seen it all, and he says, "Listen, Daniel, I need you to. I got a friend of mine, and he needs a little help, and I think somebody with your skills might be good. So I don't know if you're interested in side gigs, but this one's going to pay pretty good. But it's kind of a no questions asked kind of thing. Are you interested?
Yeah, actually. I've been trying to save up for a wedding ring, and this would seal the deal.
Wow, that's okay. So you see his, like, you know, he's smiling, but you see his eyes kind of like fall, like just mentioning, like, it's a strange thing. So that's great. Okay. Listen, just meet this guy. His name's Marcus. Here's the info. He gives you a little, like, he writes it down on a little piece of paper and gives it to you. He's gonna be, you know, Washington Square Park. Just go hang out with him, and he'll give you a briefing. It's an FBI thing, so they'll give you a briefing and clearance and stuff. You know, a little unusual, but like I said, pays pretty good. All right. So you all find yourselves in Washington Square Park. It's a lovely day. There are everybody make me a luck roll. So a luck roll is when you roll the D100, and if you go 50 or under, sorry, that's the two dice. The two dice, yes. If you roll under 50, you were lucky. If you roll over 50, you weren't. Yeah.
11.
You got 11?
You're lucky too?
You're critically lucky.
How Dr. Yoshida? Oh, critically lucky. Okay, so Daniel, you are kind of looking around. You feel somebody tap you on the shoulder. You look over, and a sort of middle-aged white dude like is there, and and he's got glasses. He's a little unshaven, big bags under his eyes, and he says, I'm Marcus. You listen, have you had any weird dreams lately?
Now that you mention it, I have, yeah. That's kind of weird.
Huh. Okay. Okay, well, I'll keep that in mind. Listen, we got to find the others. So if you want to look on the chat or on the message board, you've got Agent Marcus there. Listen, hopefully he's got a leather valise. He's carrying around. He's wearing gray suit, gray tie, white shirt, glasses. You know, really nondescript looking guy, a little overweight, a little like nervous. Like he's definitely like kind of looking around a lot, like kind of head on a swivel, and something you recognize as hypervigilance. This is an absolutely familiar thing. You've gone to therapy a lot to try and like stand your hypervigilance down. He is in full hypervigilance mode as he tracks the crowd. He like talks to you. He's looking at, so he says, "Okay, let's find the other ones." There's another one. And walking over to you is somebody who is almost a mirror image of you, Stefanski. He says, I'm Marcus.
Mike.
All right, yeah, you're
wiping sweat from my face.
Right.
Oh, hi. And I literally shake his hand with my wet handkerchief.
He doesn't. He actually doesn't. If you hold your hand out, he kind of looks at it and says,
sorry. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Just so you know, no names out loud. All right. Just let's keep it on the let's keep it you know, as secure as possible. Look over there, Miss Doctor. Yes. Yeah, it must be. I'm Marcus.
Hi, Fiona.
Sorry. Listen, don't use any names. We could be overheard. And here, let's go. We need to find one more. Let's see. Where is that? Where is he? Okay. So, Dr. Yoshida, you see, you know, you're looking around. You see all kinds of like different entertainers going on. There's clown making balloons. There's the guy pushing the ice cream cart. There's all kinds of that sort of thing. And
that sounds good. I'll have an ice cream.
Okay, great. Yeah, you grab an ice cream. It's what kind of ice cream do you like to get from the vendor there?
Well, if they have Neapolitan, that would be great. So the
no,
best of all
no
worlds.
Neapolitan, only Pokemon. And so he has like different popsicles shaped like cartoon characters.
Popsicles. Okay, sure. Yeah, that'll the rocket one there.
Okay, so he gives you one that's
Rocket Pop.
You open it up and it's like the cartoon character on the outside is cool. It's like an anime character, and like you open it up and it is the most hideous, horrible, half melted eyes like down on the side, and like it's just like you look at that and you look at the illustration, you look at the popsicle, and you're like, this is a fraud. I can't believe it, but it tastes pretty good.
And it's cold, so that's the important
thing. That's the important thing.
Right.
So you're kind of like,
right. I'll just make a circuit around the fountain while I'm trying to find this guy.
And so you notice that there's families, that sort of thing. There actually is a little stage. A performer has set up a stage, and it's a dancing clown. They have this interesting like ribbon covered paper dragon, and it's like moving through the air in a really interesting sort of dance, and it's like a cool, like it's attracting a little bit of a crowd. The clown looks like not really a clown, it's more like a child, like maybe an 11-year-old or so. Geometric shapes with lots of different colors, clown mask over the whole head, and the masked face is like sort of big rectangular teeth, and the eyes are black slits. But the way it moves around is like really fluid and amazing. Like whoever this kid is incredibly talented. Go ahead and make an int x5 roll.
Sure. Yes, easily 10.
So somehow the dragon is tracing like a pattern in the air that is exactly the same in like a very short or a few maybe 30-second cycle. And you're a pretty analytic guy. You kind of look at it and it it's strange. It sort of burns itself. The pattern kind of sticks with you, and you feel this like just wave of melancholy, sort of like just flow through you. It's an odd sensation. The clown keeps dancing, and you can make a sand roll.
That is a very odd juxtaposition of things. I definitely do not make that.
Okay, so you just something about this pattern really gets you down. It makes you feel like life isn't worth. It's very strange. Like you don't usually feel like this.
Oh,
it's almost like opposite. I mean, maybe you can relate it to when you're just kind of some of the worst moments when you sort of didn't live up to your dad's standards. And so you lose 3 sand.
Ooh. Okay.
Starting early.
And it's just kind of stuck in your mind. You're like, just can't quite escape it. Even in this bright, there's a rainbow on the water and the fountain. And you turn around and 4 people approach you.
Okay.
One basically are these folks, and then a man with a leather valise and glasses, and he kind of looks at you and says, like, "Are you okay?" I'm Marcus.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's just, yeah. Yeah. Hi.
Did you wait? Do you have the feeling you're being watched?
No. No.
And then
I
kind
mean,
of the
you were,
crowd noise comes up, and he says, "Well, no, it's all right. Well, let's just get down. Let's find a table. Let's find a table." And you guys find a little picnic table underneath some trees. And he puts the leather valise on the surface of the table. He says, "All right. Well, as I said, let's not use names. You can call me Marcus, though, and it's not my real name. You four are here to help with an urgent matter that it may be nothing. It may be uh, a terrorist threat, the likes of which this country has never seen.
that's a pretty broad spectrum.
It is, and I'm sorry to be so vague, but part of this particular type of work that we are doing is it sort of makes it necessary. So let me just start at the beginning. We have a missing person. It's a woman, young woman named Abigail Wright, and he reaches in the valise and pushes across a picture of a young woman. Abigail Laura Wright is an artist, and she's disappeared, and there were some odd circumstances around her disappearance. And so I'm going to deputize all of you as FBI agents, and you are going to go investigate her disappearance. So that's the picture that he pushes over. He says there's a complete briefing in the papers in this valise that I'm going to leave with you. Strangely, there is. I know this is all very unusual. You all will be well paid for this via the FBI, but for now, you should consider yourselves read onto Project Operation Alice. This is a need to know only operation because we suspect that there are unusual circumstances here that, as I said, might represent a dire threat to national security. So here are your badges and identities. And he pulls out 4 FBI ID folios with your pictures on them and names. I suggest that you refer to each other by your last agent names from here on in, and to maintain operational security, don't let anyone know that you're not working, you're anything other than a special agent for the FBI during this investigation. Is that clear?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Fair enough.
Excellent. All right. So Agent Mia, Agent May, Agent Min, and Agent Max, you are all part of M Cell. It's a way that we organize things. I'm Marcus. I will be your handler here. So here's my card, and he passes over a card. It has like one phone number on it, nothing else. You can call me anytime, day or night, with questions or inquiries or requests for resources, and I will do my best to help any way I can. Yes. So Operation Alice, Abigail Laura Wright. She is an artist, and she lived at a place called the McAllister Building here in New York. It's an artist collective, and she's disappeared from it over the last few months, her parents are very upset. We found various things, and there's a complete report that I'll pass to you in this release, as I mentioned. But we think she disappeared around the 1st of June this year. Police have gone and investigated the McAllister building at this point, and they found a very strange apartment. Her apartment seems to be an obsessive compulsive dream. I have not been there myself, but essentially there are sculptures and things taped all over the walls, all over the apartment, and they all need to be cataloged. And so your cover as FBI investigators will essentially be to go to the apartment and catalog everything in it as part of this investigation. Any questions so far?
I'm confused why we're being brought in for a missing person.
Well, there was some evidence found in the apartment, an occult symbol, and I don't know anything more about it, but it triggered some investigation policies that have brought us to this point where we are using folks like yourselves, experts in psychology, the experts in rescue operations, other intelligence operations, and of course, coroner's office to spread as wide a net as we can intellectually for the investigation. So you're the best team that we could assemble with the resources we had at such short notice. But as I mentioned, this could be nothing. It could be just or at least a mundane case. Of course, her disappearance and whatever fate is tragic. But with that,
is there what's the reason to believe that she's alive?
we don't know. We have limited. The police have done some preliminary talking with the folks who live at there, and then of course the owner of the building, but we don't have any more info than that because the investigation's really just begun, and so we would expect that you would talk to the other residents there to try and determine if she's in fact missing, dead, whatever her fate is.
The occult symbol you mentioned, it was found at the McAllister building in her apartment.
Yes. I can tell you it's a symbol associated with demonology. I don't have a copy of it. I don't know what it looks like. Don't know its name. It was an occult symbol. That's all you need to know.
Sure.
Marcus, right?
Yes.
I'm not seeing a lot of evidence for national security threat. I mean, this she doesn't seem like a person of interest.
She's definitely a person of interest for these unusual threats that that sometimes pop up. And as I mentioned, it could be nothing. And in that case, I'll apologize for wasting your time and pay you handsomely.
All right.
Alrighty, so I'm going to leave this with you. He pats the thing. You have my number. Yes, I suggest you use PayPal if you want to contact me.
There we go.
Okay. Do we have a place to stay? How long do you anticipate this taking?
Well, the McAllister building is a residence.
And I've heard of the horrors of driving in New York, but do we need a car?
Those are true. It's all up to you. You have an expense account. Go ahead and use it, and then remit any receipts to me.
Okay, so we could rent a car.
You could do much more than that if you wanted, but yes.
Okay.
as I said, this is potentially a dire threat to national security. So resources are limited only by what I can acquire for you, and I have considerable resources.
I see. Okay. Should we be staying in some, staying together? Not together.
I would
in
suggest
the same hotel.
Whatever works for you. I would suggest you you do want to keep some sort of operational security. It might not be bad to keep each other in sight at all times, or at least as much as you can.
Yeah, we should probably get some kind of some place where we can set up a base of command or something.
I don't want to know anymore, so I'm going to leave the valise with you. You can go and do what you like. I will be in touch to check in 24 hours. And with that, Agent Marcus stands up, looks around, and walks into the crowd, leaving the valise. What do you do?
Okay. Well, it was kind of dramatic.
Very dramatic.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should get some place that has iced drinks and some air conditioning.
Like-
I think that's a really good first step.
Probably a hotel room near the artist loft.
Yeah, I'm not really familiar with New York. Where's anybody from here?
Yeah, I can show you around. I can figure out where we can stay that's reasonable. I guess he said he has lots of resources. Maybe we can get somewhere nicer.
Yeah, we should stay someplace probably with some security, it sounds like. I mean, the FBI will probably get angry if, we grab some fancy penthouse place, but,
Oh yes, I've done that before. They were not
someplace with a doorman and security, right?
Ideally somewhere with like a helicopter launch pad. That's what I do. So likely they want me for those skills.
I don't know of a place with a helicopter launch pad, but I'm sure we can figure it out.
I like the way
there's a few high-rise hotels
Yeah.
with that in New York for
There's
sure.
quite a few.
Oh yeah, I was saying I didn't know because I was.
Yeah.
So the location of so if you look in the valise, I'm going to assume that you can. There's a lot of files in there. There's a few other things. There's some keys. There is a paper with an address on it, which is the McAllister Building, 210 East 32nd Street, New York, New York. So if you're looking for places to stay, that's where apparently it is.
Okay.
And we can say you're in the Trump Building, so it happens to be nearby, walking distance at least in New York, and there's a helicopter pad on the roof. You all go over there, you check in. You are probably how do you work out using your IDs and that sort of thing when you check in?
I mean, I'm assuming we don't have like full on backgrounds.
Just those FBI badges.
I mean, if they'll let us check in with just the FBI badges,
You can make a bureaucracy or a law roll.
I will give that a shot. I will. I did not make that.
They're like, well, I'm sorry, sir. We'll need a driver's license or passport to check in.
Look, I can get all 4 rooms just on mine, right?
Yep. Well,
okay.
You can do it if you want.
Not on my account, but just saying like
using your ID and such.
Yeah, there's no reason to like compromise everybody, and I'm already, I've got clearance and.
That's true. You definitely have at least top secret clearance, and you're probably written on to lots of different things. So
yeah, so
it's not unusual for you to drop in on this.
Since front desk lady is going to be such a hard ass about it, I will. I'll provide my ID for the.
All right,
for the
4 rooms
transaction.
at the Trump embassy, or whatever we're going to call this one. And you end up in one of the rooms. You open up the valise, and you have a variety of things. I will post them in our chat here in a moment. And as I mentioned, there are keys. There is a Polaroid taken. There is a article from the New York Post that appears to be about Wright. And what other things? Let me make sure. And then there's a briefing labeled Operation Alice. And so there's that. You can open up that text file. I can also just cut and paste it into your chat here, so you have it that way too. So a lot of details in there. Take a minute to go over it all. Oh, it won't let me do that. So obviously you all have your credentials. For under those names, FBI credentials, the police and FBI files, which are detailed down there, and the address, keys saying do not duplicate, and then a Polaroid photograph labeled Wright A 1 June 94 on the back of it, which is that image.
So Wright as in R-I-G-H-T or W?
Yes.
Okay.
It looks like Abigail was a Caucasian woman, 26 years old, successful fine artist, missing from her apartment in Manhattan. She was reported missing on the 4th of July or 4th of June by her father, and was last seen 4 days before that. Her father is Nassau
June 1st.
Sorry.
June 1st.
Yes. Or actually, it would be maybe.
So she was
May
reported missing on the 4th, but they suspect she went missing on the 1st, is what it looks like.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then her father is Nassau County Police Officer Thomas Wright. He pulled the strings that are probably getting the NYPD involved, or did. Background on Abigail: she had lived in Manhattan for 7.5 years. She only went to the police once. This is in the police report, to report a mugging in 1994. It was unsolved. She had distinguished academic record credentials from former clients. Her first show, held at the Mercury, a trending art gallery on Franklin Street, sold 15 pieces, and she took a half year off to paint with that money. 6 months later, she disappeared on, as best as the authorities can guess, 1st of June. They entered her studio in the Kips Bay neighborhood on East 32nd on 4th of June. Found the baffling tableau. What was once a modest apartment. Yes, you are going to find out. Every available surface covered in junk. Only the floor remained clear. And amongst things on the walls, dentures, partial dentures, a wheelchair, modern and antique artificial limbs, dozens of shirts, shoes, briefcases, radios, jewelry, earrings, rings, necklaces, thousands of papers, some in Spanish, Mandarin, and even a college economics report in Farsi, which of course put up red flags. But although not as much as it would in, say, the next decade. Almost all these items were glued to the wall with a fascinating cheap full bond epoxy. And then 2 months later, on the 4th of August, Wright's credit card was used in Patience, Maryland to purchase a pack of cigarettes. And the case was given to New York FBI as a possible kidnapping. And so the FBI re-examined tenants of the building, came the same dead end, which stopped the NYPD. Employees at the gas station where they were used had no particular recollection of who used it. Signature was her name, but not her handwriting. gas station has no surveillance cameras. And then finally, amongst the debris was a piece of paper with an occult symbol scrawled in golden ink. This caught the attention of a Delta Green friendly at the New York FBI who was marginally associated with the case. So yes, you all see the rest of it. So the question remains, what do you do with all this information?
Head over to the apartment and see everything for ourselves.
Sure.
Sure. Well, I mean, hang on. What's our deliverable here? What do we think we're going to report back to Marcus?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not even really sure. He was so vague. I'm not even sure what he thinks we can find. It's
I seemed a little bugged out, wouldn't you say?
a lot bugged out. A lot bugged out.
So, look,
Actually,
girl's
Dr.
missing.
Honda, you can make a psychology roll or a psychiatry roll to see
Yeah.
if you can, just in retrospect, diagnose him.
Well, apparently I wasn't paying attention because I failed.
You're trying to remember back, and it was like a hot day and weirdness. Yeah.
I mean, I noticed super hypervigilance.
Mm.
Like, definitely looking out for something, and he didn't want us to say our names. He's very adamant about that.
Yeah.
So
Look, I don't want to
Yeah.
I don't want to downplay the seriousness of a girl being missing and whatever, but I've been on plenty of government contracts. This may end up to be nothing. No reason we shouldn't enjoy the amenities. But yeah, let's go over and check out the apartment and catalog some things. Just make it look like we did some paperwork.
The FBI does love paperwork.
Okay. Well, before we before we start anything, maybe we should get an idea about what kind of skills we all bring to the table, so we don't end up stepping over each other there.
There we go.
When we get into the room. I'll start. I'm a forensic pathologist, so I work for the medical examiner's office, and so I'm used to working with law enforcement to find out the cause of death on people and help them with finding clues and chemicals and things like that on bodies. So that's my specialty. So I'll be looking for those sorts of things when we get to the scene.
All right, and you're Andrew May.
Yes, Andrew May. Yes.
All right.
I am newly Ivy Min, and I'm a profiler and a practicing psychiatrist. So, I mean, if she left behind all kinds of weird stuff, I mean, maybe there's a clue or many to her state of mind.
I'm an air ambulance pilot and flight paramedic. I used to be in the Israeli army and have combat skills, but hopefully they don't want me for that.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Can you tell us how you want us to pronounce your last name?
Maya.
Pilot?
Maya.
Maya. Okay. Okay. So not Mia, but Maya. All right. Thank you. Sorry.
I'm Lewis Max for the foreseeable future. I'm kind of a jack of all trades. I've been there.
You're one of those guys with two first names.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a facilitator. I get things done. I know how to grease the wheels. I can liaise with with the operations side. I can liaise with the administrative side. So that's kind of why they bring me in to make sure the mission goes smoothly.
Didn't go too smoothly with that lady downstairs.
Damn.
I'm just teasing, man.
We got the room, didn't we?
Teasing.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a nice room, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah, hopefully they reimburse quickly, and that my the boss doesn't see what I put on the company card.
Mm-hmm. So the room is really, the rooms are all really nice, well appointed, big bathtubs, all that kind of stuff. They've got mini bars, they've got there's room service, that kind of stuff. It takes you maybe a couple hours, maybe a little less, to dig into the reports and all that stuff in the valise. But at the end of it, do you all do anything other than just look into that? Do you eat, drink, or hang out, or?
Yeah. So Darin is taking this like maybe 50% serious at this point. Mm-hmm. Like he thinks that some government guys, got a pet project, and he finally got
definitely that like Nassau County got, her dad basically seemed to pull some strings, right?
Yeah, but the guy that like handed us the mission,
Marcus.
Yeah, so he's not fully convinced there is a crisis, but hey, he got brought in, he'll do the job, but he has yet to be convinced that this is of dire need.
Mm-hmm. Do you all want to do any research on like the building, or on or Wright herself, or anything like that?
I would like to look into Wright, and would she be somebody I may have heard of, like being into arts myself in my off time?
Make a
luck roll.
It's definitely possible.
Ooh, 9.
All right, so you've definitely heard of her, and as a matter of fact, you saw her show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in the gallery that she sold
at the Mercury.
Paintings. Yes, at the Mercury. Her paintings were all sort of they were definitely examining sort of like postmodern deconstructions. They were abstracts. They had very, very sophisticated use of color. In fact, she was making her own pigments, and it also had an element of collage. So she would attach articles and text and objects to the paintings.
Did I talk to her?
You did not.
It would be interesting to find out who bought the paintings.
Well, there were 15 paintings sold. You can definitely find that out.
She sold a bunch.
Yeah, so you could go to the gallery to perhaps talk to people about that, or you could call the gallery. You have phones here in the place.
I pick up the phone and ask the operator to connect me to the gallery.
Sure. So call up. The gallery is open this time of day. So a gal on the phone on the side there says, "Hello, this is the Mercury."
Hi, who am I speaking to?
This is Wilma.
Hi, Wilma. This is Vince. I'm doing a little bit of research, and I was looking if you could give me the information of this gal's art sales. Is that something you can do for me?
Sure. What's the name?
What's the name?
Gail Wright. She's actually amazing.
Gail Wright.
Right. Yes, that's right. She's the missing one, right?
Correct.
Oh, wow. Is this about that?
Classified.
Oh, okay. Wow. Sure. Can I get a number to get back to you at? It's going to take a little time to pull.
What's the timeline how long do you think it'll take you?
Well, I'm about to go on break, and I'm gonna.
Is there any way that you could speed this up?
Well, I sure, I guess. You want to make a persuasion check to see?
Yes.
You can
What which dice do I roll?
You roll the two dice, the D100, and try to get underneath the persuade skill.
Okay. Do I want high or low?
Low.
No. 91.
Alrighty. She says, "Oh yeah, I'll get right on it."
Great.
I'll put it on the list.
And she says, "Oh, I gotta go. I got a customer." Click.
Great.
You realize that she didn't get her number, or she doesn't have any way to call you back. So that's okay. So let's just go around and see if any of y'all want to do something else while Daniel's making that effort.
So yeah, I hear everybody kind of digging into the background. I'm like, well, let's see. Let's find out if she's had any kind of criminal record, right?
So they do have a criminal report in there, and the only she does not. She has a totally clean record. The only legal item that came up was that she reported being mugged.
How close to her disappearance?
That was pretty far from her disappearance. So it was 94. Yeah.
Okay.
Mugging in 94. The date on that was about mid-year, so June 15.
So we have the federal, the FBI's investigation of the disappearance. They talked to people who were close to her. No, relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever.
Yeah, they talked to ex-boyfriends, ex-girlfriends. She didn't have any. That apparently she had not been really talking to anybody for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was she on any kind of medications?
No.
Any recent doctor visits that would be out of the ordinary?
Nope. No, not in the records.
Not in the records, but
yeah.
So is that information missing, or they investigated it and didn't find anything?
They investigated it and did not find anything.
Got it. Okay.
Also, she was not in any kind of therapy or anything like that.
Siblings?
Only child.
Okay. Both parents alive?
Her father is alive, and let me get that. Just give me a moment on that one. Let's see. Wife died, or her mom died 6 May 1988 from a sudden brain hemorrhage. So just her father, 50-year-old. Yeah.
And he's in law enforcement?
Police.
Sheriff?
Yep. County police.
Got it.
There's a number for him.
Yeah. Let's give him a call.
Okay. You rings a bit.
Has he got a rank? Is he officer?
He
sheriff,
is
captain, something like that?
Yeah, just a sheriff.
Sheriff, okay.
Yeah. So he's kind of not going anywhere. Anyway, so he lives and works in Baldwin, New York. You give a call to his home number. Not there.
Okay.
Then maybe try the dispatch or the
yeah, that'd be fun.
The sheriff office there. A receptionist picks up, says, "Yeah, Nassau County."
Hi there. My name's Lewis Max. I'm calling for Sheriff Wright.
Yeah. Is right in the. Hey. Hey, Tom. Got somebody on the horn for you. Says he's from. Who are you again?
I'm with the FBI.
Ah, got the feds. Okay. You hear some shuffling, and Thomas Wright picks up the phone. Says, "What can I do for you?"
Sheriff Wright. Lewis Max. I work with the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Is this about Abigail?
It is actually. My team and I have.
I thought you said there was nothing.
I haven't spoken to you before, sir. I'm actually there's some.
So you found something?
There's some new evidence that we're going to be looking at.
New evidence.
I would like to potentially go through your statement again, or maybe even come to talk with you if you have the time and inclination.
I got it. I got it. Anytime you need, I'm here to help. Okay. I mean, you're like, it's almost like you were talking to somebody who was like in a hole, crouched, like just dying inside, and you just like shined a light on them.
Got it. Well, listen, I know you're working, so I don't want to bother you there, but I would like to maybe come by me and some of my team to discuss with you if that's okay.
That sounds amazing. Listen, just come. I mean, where are you right now?
We're just getting checked in. We're going to go check out the McAllister building.
Oh, you're in the city?
Yes.
Yeah, it'll take you about an hour to get out here by train.
Okay.
I guess if you get a vehicle, it'll probably be quicker. But
all right, we'll make
arrangements. Come on out to my place.
What's the best way to reach you? Should I call dispatch and they can get you on the radio, or?
That's going to be the best way. Yeah, they'll do.
Okay.
Everybody knows what's going on here. But yeah, if you wanna come and just meet me at the. You know what? Actually, don't come out here. I'll come out there. I'm coming out right now.
Oh, I don't want to put you out, sir. I mean, this may just be a formality.
No trouble. It's no trouble. And he's like, I'll meet you at the Ace Hotel, Times Square.
Okay. Do you have a time you think you want to be there? Or I can peel away and meet you.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be there in 30 minutes.
Okay. It takes an hour to get out to you. You're gonna be there. That's a dad missing his daughter.
I'm driving. Yeah. I'm driving.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I got you. Okay. All right. Then yes. Let's pencil it in for a half hour. I'll meet you at the Ace Hotel. You said.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. I'll meet you there. I'll be the guy in the.
Listen. One police to another. Thanks.
We'll see you soon.
Yeah. Click.
Jeez, that guy's really rough.
All right. What's the story?
He's going to come out. I just want to go over, get something that's not on paper, kind of story about his daughter. You guys are welcome to come along.
Marcus did say we should stick together. But I mean,
yeah. Then let's. I mean, he's coming out right now, so if y'all want to go, then about 30 minutes from now we can meet with him.
Okay.
Let's see. I know that Dr. Frost is armed. Anyone else armed?
If I came from the office, then yes, I would be. Yeah, if I officially got the job from my office, then yes, I would have my firearms.
Fine. Daniel, probably not.
No, but I do have my like a first aid kit with me.
Yep. Okay, cool. So let's see. Folks are in the city. So let's see. You're gonna head over to the Ace Hotel?
Yes.
Yeah. Quick question. In the valise, is there anything that indicates what this occult symbol is?
There is not.
There's not. Okay. Okay.
Do our characters know that August is into the occult? Like that's a specialty of his?
They do not, unless you've told folks, they don't know. Although maybe Dr. Frost does, since you guys. Oh wait, do we decide if you know each other very well?
I mean, we kind of said that we have a mutual friend. If we'd met, it would have been a while ago. So
Yeah.
Hey,
That
Marty,
would be something that people know.
Marty, in the evidence that you posted, it looks like the text from Operation Alex Brief and the message are both the same.
The message are both the same.
They are.
Yes.
You posted two things in the
Yeah, they're both
and
the same. Sorry.
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
thought that it
Sorry.
would post the text, but it just added a text file because it was too long.
Okay, got it.
Sorry. Yeah. I'll get rid of it. All right. So the next step is to go meet anyone. You want to do anything else in the hour you had while before you sort of put the clock on meeting Tom Wright?
I'm going to go through the phone book and make a list of local occult shops and stores and things like that.
Yeah, sure.
As future resources for running down whatever this occult symbol might be later.
Got it.
So that'll take a little while. Go through the phone book and write things down and see if I can.
I mean,
get an
it's
idea.
New York. You can find anything. Open 24/7. And plus it's 95. So yeah. Lots of resources there.
I organized to have a helicopter available at the top of the hotel.
You
whenever
want to pull a favor to do that, but that's okay. You can totally do that. I would say, you can when you need it, we'll say it's available, but they'll probably be like charging it to your tab, But in theory, you can get that money back from Marcus.
Great.
I'm probably gonna hang around, watch my new friends. I'm just kind of itching to get into that apartment, and I feel that's where I could really start to see what's happening. But not sure how much I can do at the moment, so kind of waiting.
Okay.
I'll order some food. Anyone else want anything?
Oh yeah, I'll chip in for that.
I don't know about you, but that's a long flight, so I'm a little I'm a little hungry. And,
I'm a steak and potatoes
wash up
guy.
and okay, great. So I'll order some room service.
Oh, sure.
I don't know. I know this pizza place.
I was gonna say
so good. Like you've never had New York pizza, you just have never had pizza.
That might be Dr. August.
I think I'll stick with the steak and potatoes, but thanks.
All right, so you order up food, room service delivers it. You're just kind of going over all the stuff. You make some phone calls, and so the let's see, so the next step is to grab a cab to the Ace Hotel in Times Square. Unless you guys want to do anything else.
Sounds
I'm
good.
gonna make a really quick bathroom trip. I'll be right back.
Yep. Yeah, let's say we can take a little 10-minute break. How about that?
okay.
Cool.
Sounds good.
See you in 10.
Yep.
Grab some tea.
I'll start. All right, so we are at the Trump Imperial. Our players are going to meet Thomas Wright, the father of Abigail Laura Wright, who's missing. He is a sheriff in Nassau County, and apparently picked right up and drove out to New York City, and asked to be the characters to meet him at the Ace Motel or Hotel in Times Square. So you all just catch a cab. What are you doing? How do you get there?
I mean, I would recommend a cab.
Yeah, I think that's how you just get around in New York, right?
Right. And get you there, no problem. And the Ace Hotel is, a pretty low.
So that's a tight fit. All four of us get in a cab. Is that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Take two.
Take two.
2 or a minivan?
No,
Just hail one of those, though.
get a big van.
Oh, yeah.
Do they have minivans?
Oh, you know what? Hey,
Cabs?
actually,
Yeah. I do.
we're at Trump Tower. If we need to
Yeah.
get a car for
Oh,
us,
sorry, Trump Imperial.
Trump Imperial. So yeah, if we wanted to get a car, the concierge could set us up. I'm sure,
Absolutely. So they'll set you up with
like a sedan or
a
something
sedan,
like that.
yeah, black town car, and you zip over there in style. There's unfortunately ads of Trump on the inside of the town car, but you get in there under his beatific, unintelligent, malefic gaze. I don't even know how to describe it. Anyway,
I mean,
so
the guy was in Home Alone too. I mean, he's basically a movie star.
Yep. Basically. And you guys get to the Ace Hotel. There's a parking garage next to it. It's kind of a little bit around the corner from Times Square, which in 1995 is not the Disney Wonderland that it is today. There you pass, a couple of sex shops, a nice massage parlor, and then you hit the Ace Hotel. In the lobby, there's a bar, so it is that upscale at least.
Right.
And sitting there is a sad sack of a man, soul nearly leaving his body, dressed in a sheriff's uniform, sidearm, and badge and all, with a big old Long Island iced tea right in front of him. Easily recognizable by the sheriff across the back of his jacket.
What time of the day is this?
This is getting towards probably 7:30 p.m.
In the evening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he doesn't look up as you guys enter.
Do we want to get a
Drink.
table or something we can all kind of sit around and talk at?
Yeah, there's
Sure.
Absolutely.
a couple booths.
Okay. I'll
Nobody's really come in yet. So.
excuse me, Sheriff Wright.
He sort of comes back to yeah.
I'll,
you must be you must be the Fed.
Agent Max. I'm with the FBI. I show him my credentials.
Okay, great. Yeah, Tom.
So, listen, we got a table over here. If you want to bring your drink over, we'll have a talk.
Sure. And he just goes like he just has the look of somebody who's been living on hamburgers for like 2 months. Like he doesn't look good. Like he's really just
Okay.
not in a good way right now. And he sort of waddles over and pulls up a chair, turns it around, sits on it backwards at the table booth that you're all in. And he says, "So, oh wow, we got a real a real investigation here, huh?" That's great.
Well, we recently got into town and we're on our way over to the McAllister building. But you made such an effort to come out here and talk with us that we felt, you deserve to hear to all of us to be here to kind of hear your story. So,
well, listen, I got to tell you, I can't. I know how these things go. I mean, my Abigail's dead. I know it.
Okay.
Oh,
how
what
do you know
makes you
it?
think so?
Come on, it's been 2 months.
I mean, other than the time frame, is there anything else that I mean, was she acting strange at all, or
Well,
new boyfriend, new relationship, anything like that?
Well, to be honest, I've always thrown myself into I threw myself into my work after her mother died. So I didn't know much. I mean, she's in New York. She's young. She's an artist. She's having fun. I didn't ask much. Maybe I sent her, sent her a birthday card, every birthday, but to be honest, this hit me a lot harder. I mean, I guess you're never not a dad, but
No, I understand. You always think there's time, right?
well, why is it that you're warming this investigation up?
Somebody at the bureau was putting together the pieces and felt that it warranted a fresh look. So it looks like there were already police and federal agents involved, but we've got our special set of skills, and we're gonna take a whack at this. But
Right. Well, I like hearing that. But yeah, I thought it was all just a bunch of dead ends. I mean, there's something there.
like I said, you're kind of the first piece of the puzzle that we've really looked at seriously. But the connection that you had with your daughter and around the time that she disappeared could be pretty vital evidence. So, is there anything that you can kind of rehash and tell us? Anything you've thought of since the last time you talked about this?
Well, I mean, I could tell you about Abigail.
Okay.
She's, she was always a bright spark. She's, brilliant. Loves to see things differently. Her art's all, I mean, I don't get that like abstract throwing paint against the wall stuff.
I've seen her work. It's beautiful. She's very talented. She's very talented.
Well, that's very kind of you to say, ma'am. Thank you. But as a person, she was kind and definitely maybe we raised her as good as we could till her mom passed. And she left the nest and thrived. Last I heard, she was selling out her painting shows, and I was real proud of her. But she was just a regular girl who loved her art and just kind of made it out to the big city.
When you say she saw things differently, what do you mean?
Well, an artist, they're gonna take a look at the world and make something, make their own statement about it. And her statements were, I guess, I mean, this is just stuff that I read in the reviews of her paintings, but recontextualizing the feminist the abstract paradigm or something like that. I mean, I don't understand any of that. But
what did she tell you about it? What did she tell you they were about?
Oh, she would just say, Dad, I hope you like the colors. I mean, this is like the saddest. Like to like back up a little bit. Like he is broken. Like and he's broken in a way like a cop. He was broken in a way that he didn't think he could be.
And there are so many parallels that I am picking up between he and I. Like I'm one bad day for being this guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What was the last conversation you had with her?
Well, it was just on the phone, and she was telling me all about how her show was going great, and she like made a bunch of money. She moved into this new apartment. I guess it's some kind of art organization runs it, and it was a real honor for her to be selected to go in as like an artist colony building or something. Sounded like a great deal. But then after that, she didn't really call.
After she moved in there.
Yeah.
And how long was she?
Maybe once or twice
there before she disappeared.
Let's see. She moved into the McAllister.
I think it was 7 years.
Let's see.
I thought she sold the paintings, moved in.
Yeah, it's been like
for
maybe
6 months.
Yeah,
6 months. She's been in New York for 7 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she came out.
So either like around Christmas time or the beginning of the year, she moved in there.
That's right.
And during those 1 or 2 phone calls that she made to you, What was she like? What would she talk about? What was her energy like?
She was real excited. She was living a dream. She had made, was just living off the money from her show, and getting to work and doing more of her works and setting up for the next show. I guess she was on kind of a retreat at this art space, and she was living with writers and other artists and all that kind of all those kind of folk, and getting real inspired. For it seemed like to me.
Was that like a month in, 2 months in, 3 months into her residency?
Must have been the last, just a month in.
And did you ever come see her after she stopped calling?
No, she stopped calling, and then I got, things went crazy at work, and I never found time. And before I realized it, people, I finally did realize it, and then I, pulled some strings and had her missing persons investigation get going. And I'm never gonna forgive myself.
So you never met any of her new friends in the McAllister building?
Well, I went in and looked around and talked to the cops and stuff there. But yeah, I mean, it's a bunch of regular artist types. There's a I guess a feminist writer lady, and a guy who's a painter, another guy who's an illustrator or something, and then another guy who's a writer.
But not one-on-one. You and Abigail, she didn't introduce you to people. This was after.
No, this is after. Yeah, I never saw her when she was there.
Okay. Does she have a car?
No. Nobody in New York has cars.
Right.
He drains the rest of his Long Island iced tea.
Let's see here.
Well, listen, I'm happy to take you there if you want. If we can find Abigail, that just fixed my whole life. So, happy to come along with you if you want.
One thing I did want to ask: did you ever purchase, or did she ever give you any of her artwork?
No.
Huh.
She would show us photos of it and stuff, but she was always trying to get into galleries and that sort of thing.
Sure. All right.
We have some of her old art from high school, but
right. Was she religious at all? Are you a religious family?
No, not at all. We're generally. I guess my wife was the most religious of us, and she was really just a Lutheran. So, we had her services, but at the time, that after that, certainly wasn't going to church no more.
Understandable. All right.
And she's an artist, so she'd rather be painting all Sunday.
Sure.
I think we should head over.
And we'd definitely appreciate a ride over, but I'm not sure if you should come in with us.
Well, you're leading this investigation, so you just let me know what you want me to do. That's fine. I can give you a ride. And with that, he kind of seems completely unaffected by the massive drink that he had.
Right.
Yeah.
And
we have a car. Why don't we follow you over?
Yeah.
Sure. I'm just parked in the garage up over here. It's Chevy Malibu, 68. And so he goes and gets into that, and drives over to the McAllister building. So it is nightfall at this point, and you pull up in front of the building. The place is a looks like it's a classic brownstone, faux castle design, and you're in the Kips Bay neighborhood. A fake portcullis hangs over the large double doors going inside. Artificial ramparts encircle the windows and ledges, and cheap concrete gargoyles even are up on the rooftop. It's definitely 20s, 30s type of building. 3 stories, and from the looks of it, definitely a basement. So you go on the ground floor. You go up to these double doors under the portcullis. It was made of wood, and you guys are just parked out front and standing out in front of the McAllister building.
All right. So let's see what
It's like Tom says,
room is
recall,
hers.
there's 11 apartments down, but only 5 of them, well, 4 are occupied. And then like boiler room in the basement.
Okay. What's her apartment number?
Abigail was in the pause. Yeah, Abigail was up on in 1A, so she was ground floor.
1A, ground floor. Okay.
Have you talked to the lady who owns the place or runs the place for that art organization?
Tom asking that?
Yeah.
Not yet.
No, we didn't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nice lady.
She live on the premises?
No. She's kind of a philanthropist type.
Do you remember her name?
Wow. I do not.
It's all right. We'll ask one of the other tenants.
She was
Right.
a benefactor to the artists. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah. From what I understand, this building is like an artist colony or something like that. Like it's essentially donated to, like, it's below market rents or something for artists.
Got it.
Nonprofit owns it, and this lady runs it.
Got it.
Okay.
Are the names of the people that live there like listed, little buttons or anything?
Mailboxes, anything like that?
Yeah, you can definitely see like buzzers, and there is what looks like last names on the buzzers, and you see the basically it's like last names, first initial last name. So 1A has A Wright on it. 2B has T Manuel. 3A has R Karun, Carun, and 4A has L Post, and then 5A has nothing. 6B has M Van Fitz, and then 7B, 8A, 9A, 10B, and 11B all are empty.
Okay.
Let me see if I can get that into the info.
I say we check out her space and then
Maybe talk to some of the
there.
other tenants. Yeah.
We do have keys to that apartment, right? That was part of the package.
You guys
Mhm.
have what look like keys that will fit right into that lock on the front door.
Right.
So,
All right.
Min, are you suggesting that Sheriff Wright stay in the car while we go in the apartment, or?
Are you saying this right in front of Sheriff Wright or kind of to the side?
Or on the way over.
Oh, on the way
I guess,
over.
yeah, I guess I'm
Great.
just, yeah.
Yeah, you guys do have a
She
moment to
mentioned
talk.
it, so.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It sounds like that apartment's kind of in bad shape. May not be good for him to see it. And also, Marcus did want to keep this on the very down low.
Okay.
May
Not a
not be a good idea. But I don't know. I'm open to.
Why don't you, here, you guys take the keys. I'm going to pull Sheriff Wright off to the side and talk to him, father to father, and say, look, this might be hard for you. We need to see this in the least tainted way possible, basically, and we definitely want to just make it just us. So it's not, no offense, but just that's how we want to kind of play it from here on out.
Yeah. You two seem to have a good connection, so I think that's probably a good idea.
Okay, I'm just gonna go with that. So he's kind of like still and glum and just like hang dog face, just like, if you need anything, you just call me.
Yeah, I've got a little girl myself. I know where you're coming from. I know what I would do, and I'm telling you, like you're doing everything you need to be doing right now. So just hang in there, and we'll figure this out. Okay, so
That's all I can ask.
we'll come grab you when we're done there, and if we come up with anything or we need your insight, I'll come right out and grab you.
All right, I'll just wait in the car. Okay, and he like sort of humps down to the thing, like gets in the car, grabs his coffee that's probably been sitting there since the morning, and
Puts a little pick me up in it.
yeah. Well,
Caffeine is still caffeine, hot or cold.
That's right.
Still caffeine.
especially with the bourbon from the flask. Anyway,
Yeah.
so you open up the door to the McAllister. It's nighttime. The lights on in the faux medieval landing at the bottom of the place, and so you sort of enter, and this is a longer than wider building, so you sort of get into the you get it
Not unlike what we see behind you, probably.
yeah. Well, except you're sort of at the base of it. Oh my God. This is why I need the print book. It's coming.
Yeah.
Sorry. So you sort of step in, and you get the feeling this is like, not the highest end kind of place, but it's nice. It's definitely got a nice wallpaper. The floor is marble. It's got a little marble table in the landing, and mailboxes. And let's see. So given the keys that you have, like you have a key to the front door. So you're at the ground floor, and then let's see. You walk in from the outside, and you're sort of on. You're sort of looking at the hallway, and there's a secondary door you can open up that goes to sort of a hallway that's along the side of everything, and or along it sort of goes down the length of the place, and you can see another window that goes into an air shaft at the far end, and let's see what I can do in terms of just showing this to you. All right. Moment. Let's see if that shows up. Is it just black?
It's black for me.
Nice.
Black.
That's not gonna work then. All right.
It's
So
dark inside. That's what you're saying.
it's so dark. Let me.
How many floors is this building, did you say?
So you got a ground floor, first floor, second floor,
And boiler.
right? So it's kind of like it's 3 stories and then the basement.
And all the top stories, it seems, are empty.
There's 2 people on the first floor, which is the second floor, and then three there's Abigail Wright's apartment on the ground floor, which is right up in front.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other, there's 2 more on the back of the building on the ground floor.
I see.
Sorry, let me move the thing, and that will become very easy to see. Great. This will work.
There we go.
Woo.
So you're coming in there from the left. I'm sorry, is that the left? That's the right. And so you can see, you sort of walk up the stairs, portcullis. There's stairs down into the basement from the street. And then you can see there's another door with mailboxes, and right in sort of in front of you is a window that is covered in a curtain, because that leads into Abigail Wright's apartment. And then, so you'll need to walk past the mailboxes, down the hall, air shaft. You can make a left. There's a closet, this public closet there. And then you see Abigail Wright's door sort of directly to the left of that turn.
Okay.
Let's go
Gotcha.
in.
All right.
Okay, so you walk on in. Nobody seems to be around, and you get up to Abigail Wright's her apartment, and find the key and open the door. So opening the door to her apartment, you kind of know what to expect. But yeah, it's a whole thing. You really think as you walk in that this is a testament to methodical madness. Walls and ceilings covered, layers of papers, objects epoxied in a bizarre, maybe meaningful pattern, but most of the items can't be. You basically just walk in. All these things are all sort of stuck all along the walls. Like the floor's bare. Apparently somebody took the rug away. There's stained and battered linoleum underneath it. No furniture. There's no. There is a cardboard box in the middle of the main room there, right inside the entrance.
This when we come in, that's the thing that's right there in the front.
Yeah, there's like a little kitchenette,
Mm-hmm.
and then if you go through, there's the bedroom. But again, if there's nothing.
And is that like a clawfoot tub that's right in the?
Yeah. It's like right on the inside, so pretty old timey style.
Like across from the kitchen.
Yep. It's
Okay.
yeah.
And
Is
there
there like
isn't
a
even a
partition
bed.
or anything?
It's efficiency. Sorry, what's that?
Oh, is there like a partition or anything, or it's just kind of right there?
There's just like the curtain that goes, like you can pull around it.
Okay.
And there's no bedroom or like bed or anything like that.
There's no bed in the apartment, just blank floor. No TV, no VCR, no, there are things that look like they've been pulled from the walls that are just on the floor next to the box. The box says evidence, FBI White Plains, Wright A, 10 August 95. So it's a typical evidence box that anybody Frost you're familiar with.
Small file box size.
Yes. There are and so there are items that are right next to it: a transistor radio, a small tape player, and a CD Walkman. Looks like they've been pulled from the walls. So those are laying next to the box. You're just in this puzzling room of just things glued to every surface.
I see a window at the air shaft. How does it smell in here?
It smells a little bit like the epoxy.
Okay.
But otherwise, there's no foul smell of any kind.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The refrigerator.
And is there
has,
a window at the air shaft there?
Yes.
Is there? Okay.
But it's the window's covered with paper and things.
Paper and things.
Yeah, everywhere. There's baby arms. There's, just utterly. It must have taken a long time to do all this.
Are the air shafts do they seem like they've been tampered with?
No, well, the windows are closed and you can't see through them because they have stuff glued all over them.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't think so, but you can't really see into the air shafts.
Looking around the room, what do I take in terms of the mental state? I mean, obviously it looks like you said, madness, but is there anything I can pull from it in terms of where she was at?
Sure. You can just make your psychology or psychiatry roll.
Just made it. Yes.
So you definitely, this is not the work of the same person. There was something, this is at the least an intense obsessive compulsive disorder that that she should have been medicated for. The incredible amount of fine detail and the fact that there is some kind of orderly system to this utterly chaotic, you can't really, it's just a sense you have. It's like she was thinking about all of this and probably all at the same time. So whatever manic episode she had to do this must have lasted and lasted and lasted. You hesitate to think what she might have looked like after this. She probably wasn't eating. She probably wasn't even, I guess there's no mess here. So she probably was taking care of her bathroom stuff, but yeah. This is madness.
Okay.
Are there any signs of, groceries, food being eaten, food being thrown away, clothing being worn or laundered, that kind of thing?
There's no clothing. There is food in the fridge.
Okay. And what about in the cupboards? Are there cupboards? Doesn't look like there's much in the way of cupboards.
There are cupboards, and there's there's canned food and dry food there that looks like it's fine.
Okay. And clothes?
No clothes.
No clothes. I mean, is there a closet? So, are there
I
any
like closets.
windows at all that are, so the front, near the front of the building, is that like a big window?
Yeah, but it's utterly covered.
Okay. Also
By
papered over
all
and
this
covered with
stuff.
what all this nonsense.
Yeah.
Min, is this nonsense, or is this mean something?
It was not nonsense to her. I mean, she was probably holding all this and thinking about it all at once in her head.
Okay.
But it looks like a terrifyingly long manic episode. Yeah, she clearly needed medication.
You think she did this all in one go?
Most likely. Yeah. I'm actually kind of concerned. Well, if she's still alive, I'm pretty concerned.
Okay. Is Marty, are there any unused pieces lying around, or is everything on the wall?
The only things that
are there other
that's on the
supplies?
wall are the box and the 3 devices that are next to the box. And those look like they have epoxy on them, like they've been like pried off the wall by probably previous investigators.
Let's thumb through that evidence box.
So the box has a bunch of stuff in it. It has a Polaroid camera that, along with a bunch of magazines of film. It's obviously meant to catalog what's happening here, which is essentially your cover. 4 Polaroid cameras and 100 packs of film, which would allow them to take 800 photographs. There are latex gloves, evidence bags, stickers for those, sealing tape, pens, as well as a manifest list for the contents of the box. You can make a bureaucracy roll, or an int 5.
I'm actually really good at bureaucracy. Stand back, guys. I'm gonna red tape this. 44. So I critically succeeded.
So you're pretty sure that, like, so if you were just gonna straight up do this,
Yep.
it's gonna take you 8 days for one person, and then maybe 6 for 2, 4 for 3, for all 4 of you, 3 days, like, at best, to like really catalog this insanity with this stuff.
As we're looking around, do I spot the occult symbol? I have a little bit of occult, but I mean, is there any kind of weird?
You can just make a search roll. Or do you have what's your search?
40.
So you don't find, it's just so crazy and confusing. It's hard to like single things out. There's a lot of symbols like all over the place. So it's hard to see like which one they might have been talking about.
Yeah.
It was written in gold, right?
That's true. Yes. So there's not one on, obviously on the, in view anyway. And so, you probably need to like move things and basically take stuff down methodically to find it. Like that's one way to do it. You can also just randomly check it out, but you do see that
somebody saw it, right?
Yeah, somebody did. Whoever was previously investigating.
Okay. Well, I'll search for it, and I'll start with the places where they pulled stuff off of the walls, because if somebody found it and they noted it, maybe that's where they found it.
One thing though, Dr. Frost, you do notice that there is a microphone at the base of Wright's door, just peeking out from the hallway rug.
I will immediately. Hey, there's a mic right here.
It's like just outside. You can see it on the map there, but it's basically like right at the edge of her door, and it runs under the carpet.
On the front door?
Yeah, her front door. Like somebody put a little. It's like a tiny, teeny little microphone that apparently would record her apartment.
Can any of you tell if it's live?
I mean, I have some background in this.
You can roll a SIGINT.
I have electronics.
Work.
Oh, I have SIGINT too.
19. So that is a success.
Impossible to tell if it's running or not from there, but
can we kind of trace where it's going?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's just a wire under the rug.
Cool. Yeah,
it's the work of like 2 seconds to basically like sort of trace it,
follow it where it's going. It's kind of a recording device.
It goes to the apartment across the hall there. That apparently is Mr. Manuel's apartment, and it goes under his door.
Okay. Interesting.
Knock on his door.
Yeah. Well, let's figure out how we want to approach that.
The 2B, apartment 2B, is
2B.
Manuel's apartment.
How do we want to play this? Do we want to play it as, he's just a curious guy? Maybe he knows something. Like, are we worried about him coming back at us, kind of thing? Are we all going over?
I mean, should we?
I think definitely Dr. Frost should go with someone.
I mean, I'll happily go. But
yeah, we can go talk to this guy. But should we just put the wire at this point?
Well, it's a listening device. He's spying on her, so.
No, I get that. I definitely get that. He just doesn't need to be hearing us.
Sure.
Maybe leave it so he doesn't know we know.
Yeah.
Well, unless he's listening to us right now.
Yeah, and he's probably got a pretty good idea.
All right, let's go check him out now then, in case he bolts.
Okay, so who's going over to the door?
I will go.
Okay. So you go over to the door. As I said, it's 2B, and
Yep.
it's pretty featureless. It has a an eye hole in it. It's not one of the lenses. It's one you would like open and close, so it would be easy to tell if someone was looking through it. But at this point, nobody is.
Like a.
Just slide. It's
like a speakeasy almost like.
Yeah, it's like a little brass thing.
Okay. Okay. I got you.
Slides on a peg.
I got you.
And so the microphone wire emerges from the couple of inches that are from the runner
right at the door jamb,
and goes into the door jamb.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna wait in the doorway of Abigail's apartment. Right.
Okay.
So I'll be in the doorway watching watching Max work, but
okay. And then
not standing right there where that right there.
Dr.
Min,
you're
Call
going.
me Min.
You're going with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
okay, and Maya, how about you?
I'll stick with you. Keep an eye
Okay.
out.
Okay, so folks are still in the in Abigail's apartment. You can make a search roll.
Okay.
Okay. You have keys to this apartment, by the way.
What? Whose?
To this 2B, like you have keys to all of the apartment rooms.
Wow.
To all of them?
That's awesome.
Oh, okay. Hey, Max, do you think that she didn't know he had this set up here? I mean, I saw it almost immediately. It's not very cleverly hidden if he's spying.
Yeah, but would you be able to confidently say that she would pick up on it in the state she was in?
No, not in that state, but
So,
not necessarily, rather.
but let's see what this guy's all about. Why don't you go ahead and knock and announce, and I'll just hang back. And I'm not drawing my weapon, but I'm unsnapping the safety and standing to the side.
All right.
Okay.
Yep. Knock, knock.
Cameras on the gun. Knock, knock. Okay. There's no answer.
This was Manuel's apartment. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. I'll knock one more time. I assume no answer.
That's right.
Do I hear anything like moving around in there?
You make a awareness.
Alert.
I'm sorry, alertness.
Actually have pretty good alertness for once. Made it.
So you don't hear anyone in there, but you do hear like the sound of a ball bouncing. It's kind of like echoing around the building, like kind of coming down this, echoing around like the corridors and stuff. Like it's almost like somebody's playing ball with a large like animal, like a dog or something. It's like but it's like echoey.
Okay.
What the hell is that?
I don't know. We got keys to this place, you said?
Yep.
You do.
Okay. I'm going to announce. Is it Karoon? Is that the apartment?
Manuel.
This is Manuel.
Oh, okay. Mr. Manuel, we are federal agents. We are entering your apartment now. So don't shoot or anything. Do we hear anything like when someone was like, hey, federal agents were coming in?
Yeah, don't hear anything beyond the door.
Okay, then let's open it up and see where we end up.
Okay, you get you find the key, fit in the lock, open up the door. Door opens up. You see what looks like a pretty clean apartment. Let's see, what are your two's human score?
60.
I'm like a 10. So.
Okay, so you're a little dense about this, but Dr. Frost, you easily see you just go like art books, CDs, painting. This guy's definitely a visual arts guy. Has a lot of stereo equipment, high quality stereo equipment. But he has no books or magazines or cassettes or compact discs. And the apartment is empty. You can go in, there's let's see. So you can make a search roll if you're just going in. I mean, how are you sort of approaching the inside of this apartment?
Let's clear it first. So why don't you stand behind me? I'm also not 100% great with a gun, but I'm not going to tell you that. I'm going to make a show of it. I'm really confident right now. But yeah, I'm going to harken back to my CIA days and, clear the room as I'm supposed to do. Check your corners, that kind of thing.
It's not a big apartment, so that's super quick to do.
Okay.
And as you do it, both of you can just make a search check.
Great.
Nobody's here. Oh, you did the search check?
I did search check, yeah. But...
Oh, I'll make mine too. Wow, 19 again.
That's what I got. I got 19.
Creepy. Okay. So you take a look around. Oddly, there's a lot of stereo equipment, but nothing to play until you find in a plastic plant base, there's some odd things. You basically sort of like notice that it's a little bit, it's a plastic plant for one thing, and there's a bunch of regular plants for another. And you tip it over and you see that there's basically a false bottom on it, or a bottom that's going to open up. Inside, you find audio cassettes, which are sort of your typical Mac store, LP cassettes. Some sheets of paper with what looks like typing on it, and a bronze medallion. Cassettes aren't labeled, but
okay.
Yeah, it looks like the sheaf of papers is some kind of typed work of some kind, like a book or a play or something like that, and it's definitely got like things are underlined in it in red ink.
Okay.
And then the medallion is amazing. Like, it's exceptionally beautiful, and looks like it's hinged.
Does it look like an award or something?
No, it's more like a locket.
Oh, okay.
Can you open it?
Is there anything on it, like symbols or some kind of people or anything like that?
It's kind of like the swirls rosettes, but nothing like recognizable as a symbol. Yeah, I mean, you can make a.
Would it be considered like feminine jewelry, or
definitely
like a brooch or something, that like a long necklace or something?
Definitely, yeah, more like a feminine, like a locket. You open it. If you open it up, you see.
I do not. I'll hand it off to.
Oh yeah, I'll open it.
Okay. You open it up, and it looks like it's a double locket, which had it looks like it used to have two pictures, but one's been scraped away, leaving a little like paper and glue, and the other picture is still there. It shows a beautiful woman with long brown hair. She's dressed, in kind of 1900, like definitely, turn of century style. You don't really recognize her or anything, but yeah. And then let's see, the sheaf of papers. It's definitely a play.
Okay.
Do the papers look new? Like, is it maybe a manuscript from like another artist, or like is it a book that's actually bound? I didn't catch that.
No, it's just like loose papers that appear to be typed on a typewriter.
Okay.
But it's like an incomplete play. And like stuff you see like underlined in it. I mean, there's just, it seems to be some kind of postmodern weird play.
Yeah, it's New York.
Glancing at it.
So what do you? I mean, it's a screenplay,
Yeah.
or stage play that just hasn't been written yet. So I'm very interested in the audio tapes, and I want to know where this wire was going.
The wire is very, it's easy to trace that. It goes to a cassette tape recording setup that's part of the stereo equipment, and there is a tape running in it right now.
Oh.
Okay, let's take that out.
Let's take that out. Yeah.
Okay, so you stop the recording and take out the tape.
Let's do that.
Is there a bed in this apartment? Because the other one didn't have one.
There is a bed. This is a plain apartment, but it's definitely furnished, like a regular apartment would be.
Okay. And then same kind of setup, kitchenette, refrigerator. Yep. Are there groceries?
Yeah, refrigerator. There's all stuff in there. Make an alertness check.
Me or both of us?
You looking at.
Oh, damn it!
Oh. Uh-huh.
Did you not hear that she's the one with the alertness?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay. Okay. I made a 96, So,
Yeah. So yeah, it's just a bunch of milk and cheese and.
What about the
Mushy
expiration on the
bread.
milk?
What's that?
Expiration on the milk. Is it recent milk?
Expiration on the milk is 5 months ago.
Right.
I have a friend that would totally have that in her fridge. So this may not be totally abnormal, but it probably is.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at the expiration date on the. I mean, it's not like. This does not look like 5-month-old milk in a carton.
Do I smell it?
It smells fine.
Okay, that's weird.
That is weird. What is the time limit on these tapes?
Like 90 minutes.
And about how much of this tape is done? Like halfway?
It's 2 sides, so it's probably a total of 100. Yeah, it's about done.
Okay.
Is it 90 total? So 45 on each side?
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, 90 total. Yeah, that's if I remember correctly.
So
Remember
the
your
person
Memorex
was,
tapes, man.
Uh-huh.
so the person
fine.
was in the apartment at least 45 minutes ago.
That's what I'm trying to establish. Yeah, some kind of timeline.
Yeah, if it's about halfway, that's 20 minutes ago, 25 minutes ago tops.
Unless it did one side and then auto thing, because this stereo is badass enough that it could totally auto.
Oh, it could like just auto reverse
Oh, it could
and
auto
keep
reverse.
recording.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a little bit of electronics background. Does it look like this could start and stop based on what the microphone picks up?
No, definitely not.
So somebody would have to physically
although,
just keep recording it.
Yep. And then kind of looking at the setup, like it's certainly set up to like edit audio. Like he could definitely like, play something back and record it on another one and like put together, a mixtape.
It's probably what he was doing. A 90s mixtape.
Yep.
To profess his love. Yeah.
Well,
who loves
no.
it.
This is 1995. He would have been doing an 80s mixtape. Come on.
Yes. Fair enough. Okay. Let's take this stuff out of here and back over to the other apartment. Because there's a Walkman over there, right?
Over in the other apartment, yes.
Yeah.
In Abigail's apartment.
Yeah.
So let's switch to let's switch to Dr. Yoshida and Daniel.
Well, there's a CD
Levy.
Walkman, actually.
So you two should make search rolls.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you're just sort of taking in the room, looking around, like pulling papers up a little bit, but not taking anything down and photographing it yet.
Correct. Yeah. And I'm specifically keeping an eye out for this symbol.
Right.
I rolled a 12.
Okay, so that is a success.
Yep. 27 for me, also a success.
Great. So you find, amongst the things that you're sort of examining, you find, let's see, just some things that look odd. So you find something that looks like a diagram. It's like, thick paper napkins. But they have, with the gold initials on the corner, they say GBR. And there are these drawings, and I'll put what they look like on napkins here. So this is the, there's sort of these mechanical drawings, and they're incredibly precise, but they're on napkins. And there's 2 of them. One of them reads, let's see, one of them reads L-E-A with an N-Y-O, Liao. And the other one says Escriba. Do you have like like mechanics or any kind of skill like that, like engineering or anything?
No, I have biology science.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a pilot, so I do know some level of like,
Yeah, these just,
but not.
they're like, wow, this is kind of an incredible drawing to be put onto a napkin.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're these like mechanical designs, and they don't make a lot of sense, but they have those words labeling them.
And these are glued on the wall.
And they were glued on the. They were glued on the wall. You were able to like pull them down. They were pinned, actually.
Pinned. Okay. And where are the? Oh, they're written on in ink, right? The little ink notations there.
Yeah, and then it looks like they're marked with like a printed, like they're a napkin from somewhere.
Right, like a bar or something.
Yeah. And then, sorry, what did you get, Matt?
27.
Okay, so let me get. Sorry, did you have questions?
I'm just like making the conclusion that she must have been to some area, which we could follow up with.
Yeah, it's definitely a foreign language.
GBR.
GBR, perhaps. Yep. And then the that's not English. Liao and Escriba. But you don't really know what language that is. And okay, then it sounds like you succeeded as well, Dr. August. So you are going to you find it's like this butcher block paper with a map on it, and let me drop that in for you. It's a little hard to read, but you sort of like put it on top of the box, and you see a lot of odd notations on it. It looks like a map of the McAllister building, but it's drawn in sort of architectural pencil.
Okay. That is very odd.
Yeah, there's a lot of like, it says something about like there's that where you're at, like it says roses and butter.
Roses and butter. Yeah.
Ground floor. Something about a man with a briefcase and white shoes.
Yeah.
And then yes, the door on 712 for the first floor, and then the second floor has something about like a
dead guy in mask.
Dead guy in mask. And then there's something that says the night floors with a big red X.
Yeah, which looks like the third floor. Oh no, it says yeah. Well, the second floor, because we're on the ground floor, and that looks like a drawing of a noose in the back of the first floor, back left corner.
Yeah, so some kind of strange drawing pinned up on the wall, and that's kind of the only things of interest that you found in the few minutes that the other folks have been in the other apartment.
Okay.
While they're doing that, can we check out the nearest X mark? Roses and butter.
Yeah, if you want to go out of the Abigail's apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So is that external to her apartment? It looks like it's her closet, actually.
Mm. And there's also a normal closet in the hallway too. But let's check out her closet.
Yeah, there's a group, looks sort of like a group closet that we walked past when we came in.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the closet in her bedroom, which has the roses and butter X in it. Sure, let's check that out.
Okay, so you go the one in her apartment.
Mm-hmm.
That closet, it let's see, it Yeah, the closet, it's empty. It doesn't even have a any stray hangers. And
That's not right. That can't be.
you take it. It's got it's lined with cedar wood, so it smells nice.
But does it smell like either roses or butter?
No.
And if I do a quick tap around it, does it seem to be pretty solid?
Yeah.
I don't know, Maya. What do you think?
I want to check out the group closet.
Out in the hall?
Yeah, it's right there.
Okay. Well, it's on the other side of this wall, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Let's go out there.
Do we need a roll for alertness?
Sorry, where are you going?
To the closet right next to her door.
You
the
need to roll a
outside.
search.
Yeah. So we're going to go out into the hallway, out of her apartment, out of the hallway into the group closet, the communal closet.
So you go check out that. There seems to be some umbrellas in a spittoon. There's sort of a random like plastic, maybe a couple plastic like rain ponchos that probably there for people to use if they need them. No coats or anything like that from anybody else though. And then let's go over there. So do you sort of, is somebody looking at the play a bit more? Oh, sorry, you are muted.
You're super muted.
Okay, super muted. Yeah, I mean, I'd be happy to rifle through it, take a peek in there.
Okay, well, you do the
Lose
last
insanity.
page. You get to the last page, and that's the last page. So that reads, scene, smoking lounge, large parlor on the 4th floor. In the room are the dog, Thomas, and Michelle. Enter Mark Rourke. Mark, Abigail's gone. She moved upstairs today. Thomas, and Mark, I miss the kid. Michelle, her dad, that pig, came around. She doesn't like you, Mark. No one likes you. Anyway, she ran off with that salesman. Everyone knows it. Mark, fuck you, you cunt. Thomas, come on, guys, come on. The dog barks. Someone's heard coming up the steps, a loud racket reverberating up and down the staircase. Mark, what's that? Who is that? Everyone stops to listen. Who could be down there? Who is that? Mark steps to the doorway and leans down to look down the stairs. Hello? Hello? Enter federal agents. And that's underlined with red.
I'm gonna look up at Max and say, "What the fuck?" and then hand it over to him.
Yeah, so I've been on stakeouts before, having been in the ONI and CIA. Is this not a play, and is it more of a transcript of like when you're doing listening devices?
Maybe it's hard to tell. I mean, it's definitely like not well written, but I mean, the dialogue seems like it might come from real life,
Like regular people, and not like a stage play. Like they're not even doing.
Looking at the rest of the play, it's all kind of like that. Where
it's not like they're blocking or
there's no plot,
no direction, no stage direction or anything like that. This is just like this guy said this guy said this. Got it. Okay.
Or like what actually happened, like the dog barking or something.
Did we hear a dog bark?
You have not heard a dog bark.
Okay.
We did hear, or you guys heard a ball moving
And
around.
some scrambling around.
Got
We weren't there.
it.
Yeah, we definitely heard what was described as someone messing around with a dog, bouncing a dog, but
Okay. So let's bring this all back over to everyone.
Okay, so you take the apartment. What do you close the door? What do you? How do you leave the apartment?
Yeah. Oh, and I like pick up and disable the microphone, even though I know I've turned it off. Like, I don't want anybody listening in on our conversation.
Okay.
So, I'll ask Min to kind of show around what she found here. So it looks like whoever was in the other apartment was paying attention to Abigail and writing about her. This looks like they're talking about her. It looks like she's not in this particular scene or discussion. She moved upstairs today. Abigail's gone. She moved upstairs today, and she went with some salesman. Is that
Yeah, she ran off with a salesman. Everybody knows that. Clearly. But it's like it's written in real time, except it's clearly been here a while. I mean, somebody underlined things in red.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
It seems almost like a prompt. Like we or the previous federal agents who were here.
Are we together now?
Yeah.
You guys are all back in Abigail's apartment.
Okay.
Do you close the door?
Yeah. Close the door and disable the microphone.
Well, you stopped it recording, right?
I did stop the recording, but I also just want to physically dismantle it or pull it off the wire or something like that.
Yep. Do you keep it with you, or you just throw it?
Yeah, I'll just keep the microphone in my pocket or whatever. But is there a Walkman here with audio tape capability?
There is.
Okay.
There's a tape player, and then there's a
tape
CD
player.
Walkman.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, there's a cassette tape player.
If you guys want to dig through some of the paperwork, I'm going to play these audio tapes and see if there's what maybe he heard what happened the night of Abigail's disappearance.
There's probably about 10 tapes.
Okay.
So yeah, they're not labeled though. Like they don't have the stickers on them.
Okay. Did you guys find any personal information in the other apartment? Do we know the first name of the person who lives across the way?
Yeah, I'm betting it's Thomas, just because the mailbox said T. Manuel, and there's a Thomas being referenced here.
Okay.
On the paperwork.
On the paperwork.
Or on the back page of this thing.
Of this play.
Right.
I'm guessing we have Mark Van Fitz.
Mark.
And what other names were mentioned in there? Because we have an M Van Fitz, which is probably Mark.
Michelle.
Well, there's a Michelle, there's a Mark.
Oh,
Thomas.
But above it says enter Mark Rourke.
Mark Rourke.
At the top.
Oh, I didn't see the paper here. Perfect.
Okay. So Van Fitz maybe Michelle? Michelle question mark?
Maybe.
Okay. So you all are kind of powwowing about that. It looks like, there's definitely people in the apartment are definitely in that play. You don't know who this Rourke person is.
Right.
But yeah, it's pretty clear that whoever the guy is in the apartment across there is one of the guys in the scene, and then the Michelle, might be another person in the building.
You guys should also see what we found over here. Maya, you want to show them the thing that you off the wall?
So you show them the map, the sketched map that you found on the.
Oh, cool.
So this appears to be a map with a lot of odd things written on it of the McAllister building itself, and then the what was the other thing? Oh, the napkins with the mechanical drawings on them and GBR stamped in gold on the corner.
What were the other words on the napkin?
There's a name.
Leo.
Yeah, Lea with sort of a schwa above it and an O. Liao.
Yeah.
Did I miss that one?
Yeah, it's handwritten, where everything else seems to be
on there now. Okay.
Yeah, kind of upper right.
Yeah.
Blue ink.
And that was in the communal closet or found in this
Those
apartment?
things
Just in
were
the
tacked
room.
to the wall.
Okay. Do we have other samples of her handwriting?
You would need to ask for that, but that probably exists.
Or I mean, just anywhere in this apartment as well?
Yeah, I mean, although you don't know for sure.
Okay. But I mean,
yeah, maybe.
Who's like,
does any of the handwriting match the way that some of the L's and E's are written in off the napkin?
Yeah.
No, that handwriting doesn't match like the majority of
Okay.
things. Like for instance, on the different on the paper and on the different things, there's no match between those two items anyway.
Got it. Okay.
So if you plug in the tape player, it works.
Yeah.
You can play those tapes.
Yeah, I just want to start like trying to get some kind of bearing on time and who's talking and whatever.
Yeah. So the tapes, let's see. Tapes have, you listen to the. Are you listening to the one that you sort of was already in there?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the most recent one. Yeah,
most recent one. So, it starts recording. It's the, you kind of, let's see. Right. So you basically hear ambient sound of a nearly empty apartment building's hallway.
Sure.
That's that, and then you hear yourselves like walk in, and any commentary that you made in the as you sort of open up her door, and then talking about finding the mic, and then talking about going over there, and then going over there, and the sort of more distant sounds as you were in his apartment, but of course the sounds of Daniel and Dr. August searching and talking about the map and the napkins.
And then at some point we turn the tape off, and that's the end of that.
Yep.
Okay, but rewinding it to the beginning of this tape, there is nothing else, just empty apartment.
That's right.
Okay. I mean, at this point, it's really just grabbing a tape at random, right? Just kind of throwing it in. I just want to hear what was so important that they needed to hide it, that kind of thing.
So they're not numbered. They're not labeled.
No.
So yeah, can we just do that? Can I just throw a random tape in? I want to just
Sure.
hear what the type of content is.
Yep. Sure. You can make a luck roll.
Sweet. 49.
Okay. So you hear, voice of a woman. It's like super brief, and it's like, you almost miss it, but it's somebody going like, "Yeah, men are all the same. I can't believe I'm gonna write this. This poem's gonna show them. I'll show them." And then it's, stomping up the stairs. So that takes a little while. In that time, you all can search again, and the apartment. Are you actually cataloging or not bothering?
I'd probably catalog.
There's actually probably some benefit to cataloging this shit.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Okay. So you're gonna take pictures of the napkins and the.
Yeah, and And honestly,
we should break out the Polaroid and just start going around the room.
There's 4 Polaroid cameras.
Cool. Like I said, I've got a pretty high bureaucracy, so I mean, I love process.
Organizing this craziness. Okay.
This is where I can exert my control on the world here.
Right. So, how late are you going to work?
Most of the photography I do is just sort of right there in front of me. So,
yeah, laid out on the slab.
Yeah.
How long are you going to spend doing this tonight?
Midnight's 9 o'clock my time, so like I can easily go to midnight.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm probably tired, but like I said, this is the stuff I'm kind of good at. So I've got a passion for learning more about this. I would not mind going late into the night to at least find more stuff. And like as we're cataloging, are we finding things that are important to the investigation?
Well, yeah, let's see if you do. Go ahead and roll your search for the first half of basically up to midnight, maybe 1.
Okay.
So everybody who got their search rolls, thumbs up me.
I did not make my search.
All right, so we got Daniel and Fiona found some things. So when you don't find things, you're just like, it's just junk. It's like taking this, like, okay, I don't know, this is some like random scribble. This is action figures glued in some weird like geometry. This is a string like strung between like the tacks, just like endless stuff like that. Then Daniel comes upon a let's see, it's a cream colored stationery glued to the wall underneath a bunch of stuff, crumpled, but it's new, and it looks like this. It seems to be some kind of like from a pad from a hotel, and then the it has this sort of sketch on it. It says Hotel Broadalbin, New York City.
Have I heard of that?
You can make a luck roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've heard of it. But it's you can't really think of, like, it's one of those things like you maybe heard people talk about it when you're drunk at a party, and you couldn't like put it on a map.
Okay.
Okay, and then
Nice
Fiona, you are searching around, and you find a torn sheet of old linen, and it's tacked to the wall, and you see it, and before you take you take it off the basically you just go like, oh shit, look at that. It's some kind of symbol in gold, written on this like parchment, and it's tacked to the wall.
Okay.
And you just go ahead and pull it off.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last thing. What
You just go ahead and pull it off to take photos of it and stuff.
Yeah.
You take it off, and this blasting cacophony of sound just goes, like at first you don't realize, you have no idea what it is. It's crazy. You all just like, oh, it's incredibly loud and echoing and filling your ears, and it just goes on and on. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna try to like put it back.
Yeah, the noise is just like.
It doesn't do anything. Okay.
You can't. I mean, it's so loud that you can hardly even talk to each other.
I mean, I think it's the tape machine, right? So I'm trying to like turn it off, or or like bang it or unplug it, whatever.
Sure. Yeah. Doesn't seem to be the case.
Damn it.
So it's easily 30 seconds at this point. Like, just dim, an incredibly cacophonous sound, and it's definitely coming from outside.
Oh, from outside. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I would like to go look outside. Is it
Okay,
by, like,
you kind of rush to the door, and out the window of the front door, you see it's a fucking cab, and the guy is like is halfway through the intersection, and this unkempt homeless guy is like wandering through the streets in front of him, and the cabbie's just like leaning on his horn, like out the window, yelling. But the for some reason, whatever he did to his horn is just unearthly. And oddly, the guy sort of like is wandering, stumbling past, and sort of stumbles out of view, and you think he had like a large snake around his neck.
Wait, the
homeless
cabbie
guy?
did, or the house?
The homeless guy.
Okay.
And the cab speeds off, and the noise is gone.
Did that guy have a snake around his neck, or?
I didn't see. Matt, are you talking? I don't know if we can hear you.
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
Yeah. Looked like he had a snake.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the weirdest thing, but kind of odd. It's up there.
Yeah, that was like bizarre. So,
I mean, I don't know. Plenty of homeless people have pets, dogs, cats.
Yeah.
So you tack the symbol
Ferrets.
back on the wall.
Yeah, because I just thought, oh God, did I do something to some weird art piece, and now it's screaming at me. But once I realized that's not the case, I want to go back and look at it.
Okay, so yeah, it's appears to be that. Who has occult?
I have a little bit. I think Matt has.
What a weird question to ask.
Well, it's definitely an occult symbol.
I actually do.
This is
Wow.
Delta Green.
Yeah, I do.
What percent?
10, like base.
Yeah.
Can I roll 2, Marty?
Daniel, you have.
I have 10.
You have 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all can roll.
Oh, okay. I did not make it.
87.
Not kind of my. It's not the thing.
Oh, I see your 87 and match it with my 87.
Whoa.
That's
Yeah,
twice in one night.
definitely, like,
Even
some-
rolls. That's crazy.
Looks like kind of an ancient, symbol.
Sure.
You have no idea what it is.
Yeah. Okay. But it is in this gold paint. It's maybe what they were talking about. This was just sort of wadded up against and stuck to the wall.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm really curious. There's been a lot of map situation and spatial situation of the whole apartment complex. And then we found a basement sketch, which could be related to the basement that is underneath here or not.
Oh, I think the map you have doesn't have the basement on it. It has the ground floor.
No,
Floor,
the
second floor.
The
one from the
Broadle bin has
Oh,
a
the
basement.
Broadle bin one. Yes, that is a map that says
basement on it. Yeah, it says basement on it.
And then that plus the play talking about the second floor / third floor. I'm curious.
Well,
it's like 1
about
a.m.
what part of that are you curious?
Well, there's clearly other people upstairs who have been in contact with her.
Yeah, I'm curious as to who the sales guy is.
Yeah, it's been clear if they're in contact because they said she moved upstairs, but then they're like, she ran off with the salesman.
Oh shit, guys! It's like 1 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
Her father's probably still out in that car. I'm gonna go send him off. Okay.
Oh man.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll go with you because we should not
Buddy system.
split up completely.
I'm just going outside. I mean,
It'll be fine.
it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So you go outside.
In case there's a homeless guy with a killer snake out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You walk outside. He's parked where he is. In the sheriff vehicle.
Yeah. I'm gonna tap on the.
Yeah. He's asleep.
Right. I'm gonna tap on the window, wake him up. Sheriff. Sheriff Wright.
Oh, he rolls down. Agent, what's
Max.
what's happening?
Hey. It's a little bit after 1 o'clock. Listen, we're going to be pulling an all-nighter here, and we've got a lot of boring administrative stuff. We're really just kind of cataloging everything that we're seeing here. So why don't you go ahead and head on home, and I can hit you on the dispatch if we find anything. I promise you'll be the first call.
Okay. You find anything?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to go through. It's hard to know exactly what's important and what's not. But we're going to put it all together, and then I'd like to go over it with you. When we get a comprehensive list of everything that we found.
Okay. Well, listen, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm going to go back to the hotel.
Okay.
Please
Hey, one
do
more
give me
thing. I did want to ask, did she ever mention, a salesman that she might be seeing or something like that?
No. Salesman?
Yeah. Just
Nah.
seems weird. I know. Okay.
I mean, she was kind of a bohemian type. I doubt she'd, date anybody like that.
No.
She was always going off about like capitalism and stuff.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, hey, I really appreciate it. Thanks for coming out and showing us around. And, I'll be in touch as soon as I possibly can.
All right. Thanks.
All right, you have a good night.
You gave this old man a little bit of hope. He rolls up his window. He goes away. All right. Head back inside?
Yeah, we'll just head on back inside.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys are going to continue cataloging all night?
I mean, I am kind of tired. What about you?
It's been a long day for me. I think
Okay.
probably, fresh eyes in the morning will do us some good.
Okay. I'm going to bring, if you guys are cool with it, I'm going to bring the play back with us and maybe just do some light reading before I go to sleep.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay. So
we're gonna want to get through the whole thing, right? How many pages is it? Does it look like?
It's not all that many. It's probably 20 pages, 25 pages.
Oh.
All right.
Okay, so you head on back to the Trump Imperial.
Lock up on our way out, and
yep, we'll you end up going back to your rooms. You're all in separate rooms, kind of thinking about like the strange events that you've got here. Definitely seems like there's more than meets the eye. So what, as you guys sort of go to sleep or not, what are your characters thinking and feeling in their rooms as we pan away for the night? Fiona?
I think for me, I'm getting like the whole jigsaw of all the weird stuff in her room. Like I'm trying to piece together any kind of connection in the madness. And just like, I'm just seeing kind of flashes of all the stuff on the walls. Yeah, pretty much focusing on that. And I'm very weirded out about the play. Like that felt just a little surreal for me. So I'm kind of thinking about that too.
All right. How about what's Daniel thinking about as he?
As he's going to bed, he is remembering how he's been having some really strange dreams, and when he first met Marcus was asking him about it. And he can't quite remember what his dreams have been like, but that they've just been really strange and frightening. So he, in the context of seeing the space and going to bed, he's thinking about that.
So is he kind of like regret, like not wanting to go to sleep?
Yeah. A little apprehensive.
I can't say that he has good dreams. All right. Darin.
So, Darren isn't necessarily weirded out by a whole lot of this. I think he's probably maybe the most skeptical of the winners, but he is meeting the father really drove home what the stakes were for at least one person, right? It's not just a paycheck now. Like somebody who's very, like I said, it would take one bad day to make Darren exactly like Sheriff Wright.
Yeah.
Right. So, now he's got a little bit of personal investment. He's seeing a lot of Laura in Abigail. Not that she's that old, but he's putting that emotional weight on finding her for Thomas. And now that he's found this play and they've mentioned her, and now there are people who kind of are associated with her, and there might be somebody that she's seeing. Like he feels like he's now found the path that she took that nobody else was paying attention to. So he's now getting a little more obsessed about reading through this, finding out what they're talking about with her. He's he's an angry dad more than anything right now.
Yeah.
He wants to know what happened to this girl.
Yeah. Awesome. And finally, Dr. Yoshida.
If I may retcon one thing slightly,
Sure.
I will have brought home the parchment with the gold paper, or brought back to the hotel with me. So I have that sitting on the hotel desk with hotel stationery next to it.
Yeah.
And I'm clearly I've done several attempts at drawing. Drawing the symbol.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of them that are not very good. And on one of those that slid to the side, there's a little note next to it, which says, are the night floors, did Abigail move to the night floors? And is there a passageway from the first floor? In the corner. That's a note with a little question on it, and then underneath that there's another little note in big letters, which say, "Remember to buy a notebook."
Yeah.
Is there kind of a cinematic parallel where you're tacking stuff up, like where you're working? Similar to what she was tacking up on her wall.
It's not really tacked up. It's more that he's got them spread out on the desk, right? And he's standing on, he's standing in front of them, like looking at them. And there's even some kind of from his memory, because he didn't bring back the map of the apartment building, right? But he's drawing kind of like the corner, and then there's, from memory, sort of the sweep of the, on that map, there's like a pathway that's not quite completed. And so he's like, is this, and he's sort of writing some questions, and he stands back and he looks at it, and it kind of hits the point where he's standing there and is, like he almost falls asleep standing up. And then he's like, oh, and just, reaches over and clicks off the lamp.
And in that darkness, we'll leave our investigator for this episode of Impossible Landscapes. I hope you enjoyed your initial foray into the McAllister building. There will be much more to come. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah.
Really fun.
Thank you. Really fun.
Good time. Good time.
Along the shore, the cloud waves break, the twin suns sink behind the lake, the shadows lengthen.